I have a really serious subject today. It cannot get more serious than this. So I went on my Facebook and I saw an action alert that was done by the SAVE Foundation. And I want to say, first and foremost, I am not affiliated with the SAVE Foundation. I'm not affiliated with anybody who runs it. The only way that I found out about it was actually it was on my boyfriend's Facebook page. I was scrolling through his phone that we constantly look at Facebook on his phone, and I happened to see this action alert that was posted by the SAVE Foundation for the horses of the Havasupai Native Indian tribe who reside and live in the Lake Havasu, Arizona, I believe it's Mojave County. But when there is just outright horrific cruelty involved, without someone even trying to make it right, I've got issues with that, you know. So I'll put the website where you can go to see these horses that's on the Secret of the Havasu Falls. And these horses are extraordinarily, I mean, they've got, these aren't even called saddle sores. These are just called open lacerations that are visible, that would take months and months and months to heal up if they weren't even being reused for packing every day. And when I say packing, I mean they haul around tourist luggage who go to Lake Havasu. And so, to me, the tribe, you know, from what I've heard, they've got issues with alcoholism. Some of their members of the tribe are violent. They punch and kick the horses. Horses have been known to be pushed off cliffs. They fall into a cavern and they are left to die. They have no food, no water. It's 110 plus degrees there. They're forced to go on these way. And when they've hauled 300 pounds plus one way of tourist luggage and food and you know, whatever supplies are needed for these tourists to go to the Havasu Falls, these horses have to stand in this 100 plus degree heat with no food, no water, zero water, and then are forced to come back another 10 miles to where they live, you know, where their pens are, and there they have no food, no water. They eat cardboard off of boxes that are thrown in their pens. There's big round troughs that have zero water. They're, you know, there's just no water. These horses are skin and bones. And the lacerations and the lesions that are caused from these pack equipment are horrific. The horses are used on a daily basis no matter what. No one gives a shit about them. But the thing that really irritates me, and I've written several letters to these companies, these corporations, I'm going to name them off. REI, yeah, you know REI, that big sporting good company who proclaims to have a mission statement to uphold culture and be kind to the planet, and we want to do our best to provide grants to you know, what we choose as a good cause, and we're so great. REI proclaims himself as being so great, yet the fucked up person I talked to, her name was Cynthia Dunbar at REI. What a fucking bitch. I can't stand her. She actually even went on to the SAVE Foundation's webpage or Facebook page and said and defended that these horses had no water because it might make them sick. Literally, that's what she said. And when I talked to her, I was very, very persistent. I called REI several times. I emailed their contact info email, it's like a general bucket, several times. And just because of my persistence, I finally got Cynthia Dunbar on the phone. The fucking bitch tried to run me around several times to dissuade me that I was just going to give up. But finally, I got this fucking bitch, Cynthia Dunbar, on the phone. She's like manager of the travel and leisure department of the expeditions for REI. And so she rattled off these, oh yeah, we only use the HOrriFIC family horses. Well, yeah, those are the horses we're talking about. And I said, you know, you're aware of the condition? Well, yeah, but SAVE has given us a stamp of approval, which was a fucking outright lie, because SAVE actually listed them on their action alert that I saw on Facebook as being one of the main culprits for continuing the use of these horses. And let me be very clear, there is an alternative to getting these tourists luggage and supplies to the Lake Havasu area, which is very remote, and that is the use of helicopters. Helicopters are readily available to move this tourist luggage, but I think it's more of a sellable point. Oh, we have the Havasupai Indian tribe to even move your luggage for our tourists, so you get the full cultural experience of Lake Havasu, Arizona, and the full Native American Indian cultural feel of our expedition from REI. You know, what a bunch of fucking hypocrites. You know, nothing makes me pissed off worse than a fucking hypocrite. So here's REI, our mission statement: we're going to take care of the planet, we want to provide what's best for you, and we're going to put all of our millions that you send to us, and here they are, horrifically torturing these horses and abusing them knowingly, day after day. And I say knowingly because that fucking bitch Cynthia Dunbar I talked to, she said, yeah, we know of the Havasupai. Have you ever been there? And I was like, well, you know, I'm not going to really say if I've been there or not. Does it matter? I mean, I can see the pictures of these horses day in and day out, and these pictures are current, and this has been going on for decades, that these horses are so horrifically abused. And so the fucking bitch Cynthia Dunbar from REI said, oh yeah, we're going to continue to do this because, you know, we feel that we've been given the stamp of approval. So it was just like one delusional lie after another from this fucking bitch. So I got nowhere with her. You know, she's going to defend REI. She's going to defend herself. She's narcissistic, and you know, the horses just take a back seat to REI's. You know, we're REI, and the horses, we don't really care about the horses because they're making us money, and you know, the stockbrokers and the board of directors from REI, well, we go on vacation, and you know, Cynthia's not going to fuck with the board of directors vacation because then she's out the fucking door, and then she's got to go find another job, that fucking bitch. So anyway, so after I got the phone from Cynthia Dunbar, which did not go so great, as you can probably tell, well, I mean, it went good. I mean, the conversation was good. I wasn't calling her a fucking bitch, let's put it that way. I was being very corporate professional, because I can do that. I can put on my shirt and button it up, and you know, I can put on my, you know, and spray on my perfume and wear my earrings, and I can be corporate too. You know, I can sit there and look right you in the face and go and smile and go, oh yeah, I'm going to stab you in the fucking back because I'm corporate too. So anyway, that was the phone conversation. It was very corporate, it was very professional, it was very, you know, I'm listening, I'm taking this in, I'm writing my notes. So after I got the phone with this fucking bitch Cynthia Dunbar from REI, and I knew it was going to go nowhere because she outright told me that REI was not going, had no intention whatsoever, this is basically her words verbatim, REI has no intention at this point to discontinue any use of the Havasupai family tribe horses for our expeditions. We are not going to do it, period. Okay, so after I got off the phone with her, I thought, well, fuck her, you know, fuck her. I just can't stand that kind of shit, you know. I mean, if this was a couch or a car or a TV, I would care less, of course. But this is a fucking horse. This is a mule. So I feel the same way about dogs and cats, and you know, it's uncalled for. It's just not necessary. There's just definitely other ways that you can get luggage to your tourists for REI. So I emailed every single board of director, and I emailed the CEO, I think his name is Jerry Schwartz or Schweitz, And I emailed every single person that was on their REI mission statement website that was of influence for REI. And I emailed them, and I did not get one single return mailer. You know how, like, if you send an email to a incorrect address, it comes back as saying undelivered because it's not the correct address. Not one. I put probably 50 people who were in the upper echelon of REI on my email, and I did not get one undelivered email back saying that, you know, it didn't make it to its recipient. So in this email, I put pictures of these horses, and I gotta tell you, these horses have horrific wounds. I mean, these are like, you know, it's just sickening. These are like, so it's like, you know how, like, you have a blister and it's opened, or you have like a, you know, like an open wound and it's just really, really irritated. Well, of course, you're not going to go rub it on sandpaper, right? But that's what these horses endure every day. So you have like a blister that's ruptured open because, you know, you've had excessive use of using a shovel or picking something up, or you have blisters on your hands. Well, then take a piece of fucking sandpaper on that blister and just keep rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it every day for hours and hours and hours. Because you figure, how long does it take to travel 20 miles on a trail every day that these horses have to go on, packing 300 pounds on top of this huge open blister with a wool saddle pad on top of it in 100+ degree heat. Think about what that would feel like on your hand if you had to do that. If you had an open blister with a piece of wool over it, rubbing it for, you know, a matter of 10 to 14 hours in 110 degree plus heat. So think how bad that would feel, okay, every day. Plus the fact that you are starving, you have no food, you are skin and bones, and you have no water. Think about how that would fucking feel every day. And the wounds just aren't on the top of their backs. They've also got girth wounds where what ties the pack on to their belly underneath them is like grinded in past their skin. It's actually going into their muscle, past their blood. They're bleeding from these girth sores. And you know, and this is what REI says that they're going to continue doing, because they just don't, they don't, you know, well, you know, they didn't. Why would they discontinue doing that? It's a cultural experience for REI's tourists, right? Well, if you go on to Save the Foundation, they're on Facebook, and I'll put a link down below too. And I haven't gotten any permission from the person who runs Save Foundation. I haven't gotten any permission from anybody to do this. I feel like I don't really need. I mean, you know, I don't want to step on their toes. But I feel like someone's got to say, hey, I fucking contacted REI. These people could give a rat's ass about these horses. They don't give a fuck about their mission statement. They're a bunch of hypocritical, narcissistic, disillusional pricks. You know, all they want is they want their fucking 5th mansion on the Bahamas that they can go tell their friends, oh, look, I have my 5th mansion in the Bahamas. And these poor fucking horses that have a Supite tribe, well, you know, they might have taken a little part of it, but it was all me. I'm the board of directors. I'm the CEO. I'm this. I'm that. And I made all the money for REI, so I get to spend it. And, you know, here these fucking horses are horrifically tortured. They're beaten. They're punched. They're starved. They have no water. They have horrific wounds. And when these horses are deemed unusable anymore, you know, when they're falling down, dying because they have no food, infection, they're probably just sick of living. You know, if they can still stand up on 4 legs, they're hauled to the slaughter pens for horse slaughter. And if they can't even make it to the slaughter pens, they're just pushed over a cliff to fall down a cliff and die. You know, I mean, it's just sickening. And you know, I contacted a sheriff that was in Mojave County, and she said that her hands are fucking tied because, you know, the laws there in Arizona, well, you know, maybe their laws are very, very lenient as far as animal abuse, but I think it's also got something to do with the fact that these these horses are residing on Indian tribal territory, which, you know, if you understand jurisdiction and all that shit on national, you know, laws and statutes and codes and that, you know, the sheriff just can't go in there and start hauling horses off. But I'm sure the sheriff would have loved to do that. Believe me, she seemed very sincere. But anyway, I think the real culprits here are REI. And let me just mention another, there's, besides REI, I shouldn't just say REI, because the fucking bitch Cynthia Dunbar, she really pissed me off. That fucking bitch was just so nasty and crude. But there are several companies that are responsible for also these horses that are being used. I'm going to name them off. I'm just going to rattle them off. So there's, of course, REI. And then we have the illustrious National Geographic Society, you know, the ones who are on PBS. Oh, donate to us because we're going to do these wonderful cultural shows about the you know, the artifacts of the West and the, you know, rivers of the East and all this, you know, the elephants in Africa, you know, so send us your donation because we're going to continue to do goodwill on the parts of, you know, the animals throughout the world. Well, I guess National Geographic, they also fucking forgot about the horses of Havasupai, because I tried to get through to Marla.bright was her name, I believe. Marla.bright. Lynn.cutter is actually the executive corporate vice president for National Geographic Society, who expeditions, who I think Marla.bright, it's Miss Bright, let's say Miss Bright. So I contacted her, never got a phone call back. I was sent on this email runaround, and finally, I left messages, I called, I finally got a hold of their donations manager in Washington, D.C., and I guess because I thought maybe I was going to give some kind of donation, they finally picked up the phone. I mean, what a bunch of fucking assholes. So I finally got a hold of a person, and I said, hey, you know, I've tried contacting so many people. What do you guys know about these horses of the Havasupai tribe in Lake Havasu, Arizona? Oh, well, you know, we can't comment on that because, you know, we're just not aware of the situation. And I said, well, how can you be aware of the situation when no one fucking returns my phone calls? No one wants to be fucking known. They don't want to know about the situation because if they don't know about it, they don't have to acknowledge it. And even if they do know about it, they're not going to acknowledge it like there's anything wrong with it because they're making too much money off of it and they don't really give a fuck. And so I finally did get a statement from National Geographic Society, and their statement to me was, we are going to discontinue our tourist operations to the Lake Havasu, Arizona, in this year. It will not be continuing after 2016. So it's okay. So what they're basically saying is National Geographic Society, you know, and their mission statement too. Their mission statement is, oh, well, we protect the earth and we travel to different areas of the planet and we, you know, conserve everything. Well, they got the same email as REI. These horses are horrifically abused with pictures and proof, and they were sent a letter from several people regarding this. They've been contacted by several people who are on this action alert also, so they fucking know exactly what's going on. But so National Geographic Society is going to suspend their operations after 2016. So I guess it's okay to horrifically abuse these horses and mules up until the end of 2016. So this is beginning of August. I got the statement from them in the end of about the middle of July. So I guess for 6 more months, another half a year, it's okay to fucking drag these horses up and down a trail with horrifying, blistering wounds that are go on top of their entire body. So for like you and me, it'd be like from our neck to our tailbone with all of our skin rubbed off going down to our muscle that a wool pad is rubbing against for 14 hours a day without any food and water. So National Geographic said that's fine, and so did REI. They said that was fine. Another prime corporation who's made millions off of these horses and mules is Arizona Outback Adventures. And I talked to Ed, and Ed said, oh, I'm one of the owners, and I talked to him on the phone. I finally did get a hold of him. He did call me back. So I gotta give him kudos for that. At least he was one of these people that called me back. But he gets on the phone and he's kind of like this little schmoozy. Oh yeah, well we're well aware of it, and you know we know that the tribe there has many problems, and we feel like, you know, we haven't used these horses. Well, I guarantee you, all these horses get used by these pack companies because there's not enough there's not enough horses to go around, so they rotate these horses in and out with these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of tourists that show up there every year to go see these beautiful Lake Havasu falls. And if you go there, don't use the horses, use the helicopters. So anyway, Ed from Arizona Outback Adventures, well, he said, yeah, we're aware of the situation, and we do try and help these people out. But you know, that's all I can say. You know, we just feel like, you know, we're going to continue because that's how he makes his money. That's how Ed. So Ed was going on vacation to Canada actually when I got off the phone with him. So that's how Ed makes his money to go to Canada to go have his vacation. So I picture Ed as this big old fat ass, you know, this big old fucking gut, and you know, he gets to go on vacation, and he gets to eat food, and he gets to drink water, and he gets to go to Canada, and he gets to enjoy being in Arizona and traveling back and forth to Canada to Arizona. But yet these fucking horses that support his dead ass, they don't get any vacation, they don't get any food, they don't get any water. So why does fucking Ed get privileges that these horses don't get when they're making money for this fat ass Ed of Arizona Outback Adventures? So the other one that still uses these horses is Pygmy and Wildland Tracking. Pygmy is like PGYMY. They actually had a string of horses. I think it was Pygmy and another company that was had their the tourists using these horses. And there's a string of 9 horses where one probably started to give out because it was, you know, dying of thirst, literally dying of thirst or starvation, or, you know, he couldn't stand, or he was full of infection from all these wounds that he has all over his body. He fell off the cliff going to the location, and he had 8 other horses tied behind him. Well, all the other fucking 8 horses fell off the cliff too. They did not get any vet help, so, you know, all these companies are all well aware. So I'm going to name them off to you. We have Wildland Tracking, we have Pygmy, we have REI, we have National Geographic Society, and we have Arizona Outback Adventures. I did talk to one company, and I do want to say that Center Focus was extremely upset by this, and they said they're going to be using helicopters from here on out. So that was one positive. I don't know if they followed through with that or not, but at least it was a promise and an acknowledgement that they're not on board with how these horses are treated, and they're not willing to make, and the most importantly, and here's my point that I'm stressing, is that they're not on board to furnish their homes and carpet their floors with the horrific starvation and abuse, physical punching, kicking of these horses that they feel is ethical enough to pay their bills. So I'm going to leave the information in the description box of the company to contact. The companies, of course, are REI, and National Geographic, Arizona Outback Adventures, Wildland Tracking, and Pygmy Tours. So if you are going by REI this winter to purchase your friend's ski package or their coat or their, whatever REI sells, I'm not going to go into their stores anymore. And I hope that you don't I hope you do the same. I hope you don't fucking buy a single penny from REI. I hope you don't fucking give a donation or cancel your subscription to National Geographic until these motherfuckers stop using these horses with a smile and a gleam in their eye. It's just disgusting. What a bunch of fucking hypocrites. So anyway, I'm going to leave the information in the description box. Oh, by the way, the Save Foundation has tried to go in there and help the HOrriFIC tribe by providing, bringing in hay, bringing in water trucks to fill the horse troughs, doing laser therapy on the horses' backs, grooming them. They've tried to get some horses out of there and rehome them. It doesn't do any good because they just go out and they just get more horses to torture and abuse. And the arrogant, these, I'm going to say it, tough shit if you don't like it, these dumb fuck HOrriFIC board of directors, these Indians who are supposed to, love horses and be so intertwined with the spirit of the horse in regards to their own culture and their own traditions, that fuck these horses over so bad. They actually have declined any kind of help from the Save Foundation and accused them of meddling into something that doesn't concern them. Well, to the fucking Indian who wrote that letter, I think his name's McDonald or something like that. It's some white name, like me. I'm white. They said that. They don't need the help. They don't want the help. They have no problem with how they treat their horses. Well, I guess they're on the same page as these corporations like REI and National Geographic. So, the Indians, you just fucking sold out any integrity you had for the horses and the eagles and the birds and the spirits and all the things that your traditions hold so dear and are so admired, and I wish we had more of in this world. You just fucking sold out to these hypocritical corporations that motherfuck everybody and lie to their face. So congratulations for that. That they're spirits and they're gonna fuck you up. I hope so. I hope these horses' spirits haunt you until the day you die and after, because you don't deserve the ground you walk on. And that goes for the corporations and all the people who are conspiring against the right things that need to be done for these horses. So anyway, this is a continuing, ongoing thing. I hope I haven't offended anybody from these foundations who are trying to help, but there's very few out there. Like I said, there's just the Save Foundation who's trying to help these horses stop the violence. And anyway, if you have any suggestions or ideas, or you can get something going to boycott these companies or put some pressure on them to make them get a conscience and start using helicopters instead of using these horses. Go for it. We need, I shouldn't say we, these horses need all the help they can get, and anything's, you never know. It takes one person to move a mountain. I don't know if I'm that one person. I don't think so. But if there's another person out there who can, go for it. Move a mountain. All right. Thanks. Bye.